it's
Nick, and this is how to edit like SSSniperWolf in DaVinci Resolve. Because lover or hater, she's doing something right. Welcome to DaVinci Resolve. I just found out about this software yesterday. I use Premiere, and let me tell you, I feel like an idiot because Resolve does everything Premiere does except for its two fatal flaws, which we'll get to after this. First, what's up? It's the media pool. Your video clips are your sweet little tykes and they want to hang out in the pool, so let's put them there. So control clicking on everything that I need and then just clicking and dragging it into the media pool. Got everything I need. Now drag a clip into your timeline down here so that Resolve can change its settings to your clips settings. So you might have clips that are smaller or bigger. You might have animation at 24 frames per second. You might have video at 30 frames per second, and Resolve doesn't know what the heck to make of that information until you drag a clip into its timeline. And then it says, you know what? That's what your clip's at. That's what I'm going to be at. And I happen to know that I recorded in 30 FPS. That's what YouTube wants. That's what I'm going to give it. And now that our project settings match our clip settings automatically, we can begin. First, we're in this cut section. Don't want it. I want the edit section. So I'm going to click this right here. Now this is nearly identical to Premiere. We want to cut out all the dead air. So you see this layer here? This is an audio layer. This is a waveform. This is telling us what this video clip sounds like. And I know that when I can see the waveform here, I'm talking, I'm speaking. And this flat line is just me awkwardly being quiet and not doing anything. Just a bunch of awkward motions. We want quick information, so I'm gonna drag that playhead right up to the audio until I start hearing it. And you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to use finer movements. I'm gonna arrow key forward until I hear something and then back off one. So left on my arrow key one. Next, we're going to want to cut this. So we're going to grab the razor tool here by either clicking it, or you can press B on your keyboard, and that's the hotkey to change to the razor tool. So if I hit B, now I have it selected, and then just click. You'll see it made a cut right before my audio started. Why a razor tool? Because old people used to cut film with razors. Now you know, let's move on. So now you got this big old chunk of nothing. If we switch back to our select tool by clicking it or pressing A on our keyboard, we can select it and we can press backspace. But now you have an even worse big old chunk of nothing here. So if we played this from the start, it's going to be a whole lot of nothing. So I'm going to Control Z to undo that. We can select it again, and if I press delete, that's ripple delete, baby. That's going to... Not only is it removing my clip, but it's also removing that dead space in the actual timeline. And that's going to save us a lot of time going forward. But if you are pressing delete and it starts doing that, you don't want it to, just hit backspace. And now we just rinse and repeat for the rest of our clip. I'll find the end of this audio, go to just after that waveform ends, hit B to switch to my cutting tool, click. I know I don't want any of this, so I'm just going to go closer to here, cut it, press A to switch to my select tool, click this. I want to ripple delete it, so I'll just hit delete. And I want to cut the actual clip of SSSniperWolf, so I can just go back to my media pool, drag that down here, and start cutting. And I want to put her at the front, select all that with my select tool, drag it over, click that, press delete. Okay, great. So now our clips are snappy, they appear in the right order, but they're boring, they're static, nothing's happening. So let's add some zoom ins, some black and white, some effects. Zoom, so I want to zoom in like SSSniperWolf does in her intro right here. So I'll select my clip and you'll see I have this inspector window open. I just clicked on this. So just click on inspector to open it up and you're gonna get these video options here. See zoom, X and Y, just click and drag that value box. If you click and drag to the right, you're going to zoom in, which is terrifying. Or you can drag left and you can zoom out. So I want to zoom in. Obviously, this is not framed well. I look like I'm bald, so I'm going to change the position. I have X and Y. X is side to side, and Y is up and down. That's math, baby. So once again, just click and drag in that value box to change that. Maybe I want to zoom out, so click and drag the zoom value box and zoom out. See this icon? That's actually two chains. They're kind of locked. You unlock that and start zooming, you're going to zoom in only one axis, but I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. So I'm going to hit Control Z and lock them once again to make sure that I am zooming correctly. Zooms are great pattern interrupts for YouTube. If it's the only thing you learn how to do, your videos are really going to improve just with this one thing. So next I want to put an image when I say DaVinci Resolve. And this is how to edit like SSSniperWolf in DaVinci. Oh, I start saying it right about here. See that little spike? That's when I start saying DaVinci. DaVinci. It's okay, I got a DNA test and I'm slightly Italian. So I added the DaVinci logo to my media pool. So I will use this slider to come over here and then drag that DaVinci logo out. And I'm going to drag it on top. You see it made this new layer here, which is perfect because I want to layer this on top. it'll snap to my cursor. So I'll just let go of the mouse and there we go. It's perfect. I'm kidding. We need to zoom on it. So select your clip again with the select tool or press A. Make sure it's selected, and then in zoom, again, just click and drag in that value box. And we can play with the position as well. X is side to side, Y is up and down, bingo, bango, play it back. DaVinci Resolve, because I love it. But here's the thing, when it cuts clips, I wanna cut that logo out. So same thing as before, hit B for your cut tool, cut it there, hit A, select it, and because I don't wanna ripple delete it, I'm gonna press backspace. Play it back. DaVinci Resolve, because I love it. Perfect. All right, so I want a sad boy aesthetic right here. So I'm gonna want this to be black and white. So with our clip selected, come over here into the color tab and wow, I am over here now. There's a lot of information in this color tab. We got gain and offset, gamma, corrector, size, and keyframes. Oh my God, I'm not about the nerd stuff today. Come on down to this sat value, this saturation value, right? If I click and drag in that value box, turn it all the way up, you can see that my colors got more saturated, more vivid. If I click and drag that all the way down to 0, guess what? That's black and white. So now we can go back to edit. And now we are going to do some animation. Do not be intimidated. I am literally a professional animator. We'll walk you through it together. We're gonna go through it together, a little pan, a little zoom. It's gonna be fine. I'll do a little pan and zoom here. So I will select my clip, get into the right position, which is right at the beginning of this clip. And I'm gonna set my first position. And I wanna show off this subscriber count over here. So once again, click and drag that zoom value. Oh my God. We're gonna go down in Y. Go left in X, and I kind of want to start here and then pan over here. So I'm going to give myself some room to get into that position. Okay, so this is my first position. I want a snapshot of this so that Resolve will know to animate from this position into my next snapshot that we're going to make later. All right, so check out these diamonds on the side of this. This means that these are animatable, that we can make keyframes for them. And keyframes just mean the snapshot. So we zoomed, and we're going to want to zoom more. So I will hit the diamond to make a keyframe. And we changed our position, and I'm going to want to do that again. So I'll hit the diamond for that. Now these are red, I think, which means they're activated, they're set. So now we need to set our next keyframe, our next position, our next snapshot. So I'm going to drag over in our timeline to the end of our video, and it snapped into the first frame of the next video. So I'm just going to hit left on my arrow keys, and now I'm on the last frame of this Sniper Wolf thing. And now I'm going to move position again and zoom in, which means I need to fix my position again. Maybe I want something very dramatic. And you're going to see these little indicators here. That means that we're actually animating stuff and it's really working. So now if we come back to the beginning of the clip and press play, she's doing something right. We're animating. Ta-da! Wasn't that hard. Audio. Here's a YouTube secret that the big wigs like to keep hush hush. YouTube doesn't want quiet videos, doesn't want loud videos, it wants video loudness that is just right. Or in stupid nerd terms, it wants ITU BS -14 loudness units full scale. You're gonna see Sniper Wolf is super loud and I am super not loud. So I'm gonna select all of my clips, not Sniper Wolf's, right click it, normalize audio levels. In my normalization mode, I'm going to come down to the second ITU whatever option. My target level, I want -1. So you can double click that value and type in -1. And then my target loudness, of course, is -14, which is what YouTube wants. Make sure it's relative and then normalize. And here's Resolve's first fatal flaw. It doesn't do it really well. I don't really like it. Maybe there's an option I just haven't explored, but listen to how loud she is versus me. Right? She's so loud. Maybe I'm so quiet. Maybe I should reframe that. So I don't really like it, but you know what? Resolve tries its best, so God bless you, Resolve. Export. Now it's time to save this out as a movie, so we export it as a movie, or we render it as a movie. So obviously, if you've used any type of software before, you go to File, Export. No, not in Resolve, Rubber Ducker. In Resolve, apparently we are going to deliver it into space. So click that. Over here we have all our options, all these custom options, but I'm done with the nerd stuff today, so I'm just gonna click on YouTube. We can name the file, swag, 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 swag. Find the location. Look at that file management, dog. 1920 by 1080 is great. Frame rate, I want 30. Video codec, I absolutely want H.264. If you don't have it, you should change it. Let me get out of your way. Now add to render queue. And nothing happened because you're not subscribed to 3D Coach and it's offensive. Please subscribe. But something did happen. Now it's over here in your render queue. So this is the job that we just sent from this window. We sent it over to our render queue here, job 1. Hey, little guy. So we can hit render all, which exposes Resolve's second fatal flaw. The free version can only use your CPU to render and not your GPU, and I paid a hot $1 for my GPU, so I'm a little mad about it. And when it is done rendering, and you got yourself a video,
Hello friends, it's Nick.
Hit subscribe to join the team. We're all learning cool stuff together.
But I'm